Have you been spending a lot of time and effort studying chemistry and yet not achieving the result that you want in school examination? In this video, I will share 3 steps how you can effectively study for chemistry in order to ace your chemistry exam in school. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Linus from Keynote Learning. On this channel, you will find weekly academic videos on English, Math and Science. Our passion is to help you manage your challenges that you face in school and in life. If your education is something you are interested in, do subscribe to our channel. The first step to effectively study for chemistry is to really understand what you are learning in school or in the school textbook. And the best way to achieve this is to attempt the multiple choice exam questions in the 10-year series or in books that you can buy off the shelf. So this is how you use the MCQ book. After you have learned a topic in school, you should refer to the MCQ book and start to attempt the questions. You will definitely come across questions that you have no idea or very little understanding on, and make sure that you check with your school teachers, your tutor, or even your friends to clarify those doubts. Whenever you realize that you have learned something new from that particular MCQ questions, you should then jot down your understanding into your notebook so that in future you can refer back to your notebook in order to revise what you have just learned while attempting the MCQ questions. After you have done the MCQ questions, you should keep it for a week, and a week later you take out the same question again and attempt them again. Our goal here is to make sure that you have achieved at least 90% accuracy in your second attempt in those MCQ questions. If you do not achieve that 90%, you should then come back again to this set of MCQ questions a week later and re-attempt it. Only move on to the next topic after you have completed the MCQ questions and achieved at least 90% accuracy, as well as understanding all the questions that you got correct and why the answer is as such. The second step to effectively study for chemistry is to focus on the application-based questions. These are the questions that typically test the students' their problem-solving ability. Many students that I worked with met with the same problem that although they understood the content of the topics that they are learning, when they look at the open-ended questions, they cannot really apply what they have learned into those questions. So this step is to focus on doing the open-ended questions in your 10-year series, typically those questions that are found in section A and section B of a 10-year series. As you do the questions, focus on the right keywords that you need to put in order to score full mark for that particular questions. Whenever you are in doubt, always check with your school teachers, your tutors, or your friends to make sure that you have all the necessary keywords in your answer in order to score full mark for that questions. Once you have achieved that, you should record those model answers into your notebook again, okay, so that you can refer to that model answers again down the road when you wanted to revise for your examination. If you keep doing this over and over again, you will start to realize that you get a hang of how to apply your knowledge that you learn from the book, from the content, to answering those questions. And this is a very important step, although it is a very painstaking step as well, because it really consumes a lot of time in order to go through this step. However, to develop problem-solving ability, there is no two-way about it. And because solving application-based questions requires time, we should always do this consistently on a daily basis at home. And you cannot improve your problem-solving ability just 1 or 2 days before your examination. It has to be a consistent effort. Third and final step to effectively study for chemistry is to memorize the information. If you have been following diligently step 1 and step 2, step 3 will come very easy. Always remember that memorizing information should ideally be done just before the examination. It is actually quite pointless to focus on memorizing the facts too far away from the examinations. I would rather you spend those time to do more problem-solving exercises in application-based questions in your TYS. So 1 or 2 days before the final examination, then you spend your time and effort to memorize all the definitions, formula, SI units, facts, and all the keywords that you have collected and all the understanding that you have jotted down in your notebook. So in summary, okay, the 3 steps of effectively studying for chemistry is number 1, understanding, number 2, problem solving, number 3, memorizing. And it has to be in this particular sequence. Okay, there is no point trying to memorize information as your first step before you actually understood what you're actually memorizing. And there is no point focusing on problem solving ability by solving application based questions just 1 or 2 days before the examination, because the ability cannot be improved overnight. So my question of the video: now that you know the effective way to study for chemistry, when do you think you would like to start? Do share your answer and your thoughts in the comments below. If you have benefited from this video, do leave us a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.